The new episodes of Squid Game Season 2, which is now available on Netflix, are almost as exciting, moving, and thought-provoking as the first season. However, the finest episode of Squid Game, which was exceptional even in the show's first season, is not at the top of Squid Game Season 2. Since both the audience and the protagonist are aware of what to anticipate when Seong Gi-hun returns to the games, Season 2 will inevitably lack the shock factor of the first batch of episodes. In addition to having only 7 episodes, Squid Game Season 2 finishes on a cliffhanger, which makes it feel less comprehensive than its predecessor. Nevertheless, the finest episodes of Squid Game Season 2 are almost as good as those of Season 1. The Netflix series manages to make Gi-hun's second tournament feel novel and captivating despite him competing in the games once more. The new season will have the opportunity to surpass it in its third and final appearance, but there is only one episode that it fails to accomplish so. Gganbu continues to be the show's strongest installment, and Squid Game Season 2 was fantastic, but it didn't surpass Season 1's best episode. Lee Yumi as Ji-young and Ho Yun-young as Kang as Ibayak in Squid Game playing marbles. Despite having a sluggish start, Squid Game Season 2 has a lot going for it. Despite not taking place during the competition of the same name, the first 2 parts provide enough character development and commentary to compensate. And things rapidly get intense as Gi-hun returns to the games. In fact, Squid Game Season 2 wins the red light green light challenge in the first outing, and its subsequent games are equally as nerve-wracking as those in Gi-hun's first tournament. Even the subsequent episodes, however, fall short of the heights of Season 1's Gganbu. In Squid Game, Lee jung-jae plays Gi-hun. Related 10-way Season 2 mirrors of Season 1 of Squid Game. Even though Squid Game Season 2 has a lot of fresh plot points and character development, it's difficult to ignore how much it resembles Season 1. The 6th episode of Squid Game's first season, Gganbu, features the characters playing marbles. Many gamers team up with friends or allies for this task, which exacerbates the twist that the loser will be killed. Ji-young and Ali Abdul are among the notable players who die in this installment. Additionally, Oh-il-nam fakes his own death in this episode, which leaves Gi-hun in shock. Squid Game's most emotional segment is also the one with the highest IMDb rating. Although it gets close, Season 2 doesn't surpass it. Why Netflix's Season 2 couldn't outperform Gganbu? None of the games were as emotional and many key players perished. Gganbu is Squid Game's best episode because of its emotional impact, which is why Season 2 was unable to match it. There are a few strong moments in the second season, but none of them compare to the destruction of this episode. Generally speaking, a large number of Squid Game Season 2's key characters live to the end. Youngmi's death is the most tragic to occur during the games, and because Mingle moves so quickly, there isn't enough time to think about it. Thanos and the front man against a purple backdrop in Squid Game Season 2. In a way I didn't think was possible, Squid Game Season 2 outperformed Season 1. Season 2 of Squid Game was a good addition to the Netflix series, and it was better than Season 1 in one important way, which is encouraging for Season 3. Most of the other significant deaths that take place during the conclusion of Squid Game Season 2 are caused by events that take place outside of the competition. Despite being a fun figure, Thanos is a true villain. His passing during the bathroom fight in Season 2 doesn't have the same impact on viewers as the deaths of Ali Abdul, Ji-young, or Oh-il-nam in Gganbu. Because it is clear that Gi-hun's revolt is failing, the only tragedy that even somewhat resembles those in Gganbu is the death of Jung-bae in the climax, and even then there isn't much of a shock factor. Squid Game Season 2 finale nearly equals the best episode of Season 1 because to Lee Jung-jae's equally devastating performance in both episodes. Naturally, Lee Jung-jae delivers a similarly devastating performance in both episodes, making the Season 2 conclusion of Squid Game nearly as good as the Season 1 finale. But the circumstances behind Oh-il-nam's purported death are somewhat more terrible, and the episode's softer tone gives viewers more time to process it. In contrast, the credits roll shortly after Jung-bae's demise. Thankfully, there's still plenty of space to top the emotions of Gganbu in Season 3 of Squid Game. Gganbu may not be the most impactful episode of Squid Game Season 3. An even more powerful installment is warranted for the final season. Gi-hun and Oh-il-na strolling about during the marbles game in Squid Game Season 2. Season 2 of Squid Game might not have produced an episode as good as Gganbu, but the third and last season of the Netflix series has the potential to make up for this. It sort of has to, as Squid Game Season 3 is the final season of the series. Squid Game must finish spectacularly, regardless of whether it does so with a hopeful conclusion or one as grim as the show's deadly rivalry. As it draws to a close, this entails raising the stakes and intensifying the emotions. This should be simple because there are still a lot of fantastic characters in the game.